Hello everyone. I'm seated at the organ at Immanuel United Methodist Church in Ripon, Wisconsin. And I was just, as many of you know, appointed organist, keyboardist here at this lovely place. So I decided, why not give a small tour of this instrument for you all to hear the individual colors and stops. So yeah, so we're going to start in the great, and we're just going to build up sort of what we have. So we have to start with an 8-foot principle, just a beautiful singing principle all the way up through the bass. Which I think is just beautiful. It really works well as like a solo stop in the tenor range. Then we have an 8-foot Borden, which is just this beautiful 8-foot flute. So yeah, then you have an 8-foot Dulzflöte, which is sort of like a flauto dolce. So it's a nice color stop for accompaniments and such. Then you have a 4-foot octave, which I'll use with the principal. Which is nice. Then you have a 2-foot walled flute, which I'll just play by itself. And that works well with the principals as well. Then you have a mixture, which goes on top. It's very sprightly. So yeah, that's the flues for the great. You also have an 8-foot trompeta, which is quite brash. And what I usually do is I use it sort of as a solo reed most often with the swell. So if I were... It can stand up to this. And it carries all the way in the back of the room. It's quite an interesting stop. Oh, and then you have the most important stop on the organ, the chimes. Why not? Anyway, moving on to the swell division, which is up there on this side. The grate is behind me with the pedal. Anyway. It's still ringing. Anyway. But in the swell you have a roar flute on 8-foot. Let's do some E flat major. It's a nice big bodied flute. And as many of you know, Schlicker's sometimes had a pair of strings that sort of sound like fluty principals. Here, that's really not the case. These are actual strings, which I think is just wonderful. So here's the solutional. the Celeste. You have the 7 super couplers. We'll use the expression a bit. So it's a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful set of stops. And it honestly works quite well with the box shut subcoupled, and you couple the sub boss to the swell to the pedal with the sub boss. And the principle actually works well for a tenor solo. So you can use so it works really wonderfully for that. Now, also in the swell, you have a 4-foot Spitz flute, which is beautiful by itself. I usually use it in combination with the 8-foot bore flute. So it's quite nice. They blend together nicely. Then you have a 2-foot principal, which goes on top of those. Yeah, and you don't have a tune 2/3, but you have a tierce. So I'll usually put it in combination with the 8 and 4, usually. So that's a nice sort of combination. You also have a Larigo, which honestly works very well. So yeah, that works quite well. And I've noticed if I use the 2-foot and the 1 1/3 and super couple it, it sort of creates a sharf against the great chorus. So here's the great chorus without those 2 stops. And then with those 2, so it creates sort of like a more sharp mixture type sound if you super couple it, which I think is quite useful. Anyway, moving on to the reed. Only one reed in the swell, weirdly enough. There's a 16-foot Dulcian, which it's very, very pompous. And what I'll do is I'll super couple it, sort of create your full swell with the war flute solitional, the flute, the principal, and the Larigo. And I'll sort of use that against, with the box shut, the trumpet as a solo. Let's see. And it works pretty nicely. So that's the swell. The pedal, you only have 4 stops, but they pack quite a punch. There is, you might not be able to hear it with these phone speakers, but here is the 16-foot sub bass. And it really, really is effective, which is nice. It's not one of those shy sub basses that you'd usually get. Then you have an Offenbass 8, which is in the swell facade partly, and then back in the pedal chamber. a 4-foot chorale bass, which is brighter than the often bass. Yeah, so, and then you have one reed in the pedal, a 16-foot fagot, which is directly in front of the facade, well, directly behind the facade, and it's sort of like a German bombard. It's quite big. It's quite large. So you need a lot of this organ to actually undergird that fagot. So this is sort of without that, most of the organ without that fagot. What's a good? And then with the fagot. So it really packs a punch, especially in this. So it really does pack a giant punch. So yeah, that's a lot what you can do with this organ. And the Dulcian is also a really nice solo stop against the flutes. So you can like do. It can be used that way. Otherwise, you can sort of unison off and super couple it for an 8-foot. Sorry. So that's nice. And what I've also found, weirdly enough, is that you can use. Let me figure this out quick. You can do this for like the Mons, praise to the Lord. And add the 2 principal and larigo for the sharp. So this is how it would sound. So that works really wonderfully. And what I'll do for the beginning of that is this, and I'll shut the box a bit. I'll use the 8-foots in the swell, the 4-foot, the 2-foot, and the Dulcian, and super couple that. So bass, often bass, chorale bass, couple the swell at both pitches, and then Borden 8, trumpet 8 in the great, and sort of this is. And it works absolutely wonderfully. This organ, you have not a lot here, but there's a lot of tonal possibility within the instrument that you can use, which I think is really wonderful. So yeah, that's sort of this organ in a nutshell. Hope you enjoy this. Have a good day, y'all.